the urge to learn. I have an insatiable urge to learning new things. My stomach never gets full, aka my brain never gets full. I want to learn new things. I love learning. And that attitude is also probably a big reason to why I learn so much. Because when you have the attitude of wanting to learn, you want to learn new things, you want to connect that idea, you want to grab this thing over here, grab that thing over here, interlink them. That attitude is much, much greater than you think. No, I'm just gonna hide behind my mask of knowing everything because I truly don't want to learn. I don't understand why you don't want to learn. Why don't you want to learn new things here? Don't all of any of this isn't any of this interesting to you? I don't understand. Sure, you may not like psychology, you may not like philosophy, you may not like self-help, you may not like those kinds of books, but there are other books. Something you gotta like to do. And for me, I like books. I like to read. Depends on the book, but sometimes I take a longer time to read and sometimes a shorter time. But I try to read a bit at least every day because I like to learn. I want basic to know everything. If I could choose, I would be the all-knowing entity. I would know everything in the universe. I would know all the secrets of the universe. That's also probably a big reason to why I'm interested in the secrets of the universe. I want to know everything. I don't know if it's some kind of insecurity, not knowing something. So because I have some controlling problems or something. But it's also just fun to learn and connect things. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. You get a little dopamine kick every single time you connect something that from before. If I go on a walk, if I have understood a math problem and I go on a walk, suddenly the solution just pops up in my brain. That is so awesome. You just get a marvelous idea, you get a eureka moment. Everything makes sense suddenly. Those moments are something I strive for. It's when all the pressure drops. It's when the stress is gone, the anxiety is drowned the drain. When everything is clear. That's when I know that I have learned something, and that's the best moment. How can you not like being free from stress, from pressure, from anxieties? And that's what learning does. As I said, I want to connect everything. If I have an idea from philosophy, I have an idea from psychology, I want to interlink them. I want them to get together. And I realized that my brain is actually really good at learning. Many people, they learn. Here's a fact about psychology, like a growth mindset is an important thing and it helps you achieve more things because you have a better attitude, you are open to growth and those kind of things. But then they just leave it at that. There's just this a random fact they have in their brain. They don't do anything with it. But then there's me, or many other people also, but I do this subconsciously. I don't even think about it many of the times. So I have a fact or whatever. So if you take the growth mindset, I link that to how I am in my own life. That's one thing. Then I may think about some other concepts in philosophy or psychology and link the concept there. For example, how the growth mindset affects how you grow up, how good you become at something. I mean, those are kind of obvious things for the growth mindset, but that's just the process. And when I have learned something, repetition is really important. That's one of the biggest lessons or biggest things you need to do in order to learn something and remember something. But I have in my brain pretty often, if I don't think about anything specific, I often just go through what I have learned like last week in school or something. Or in the evening of the day, I think back to what did I learn in mathematics? What did I learn in psychology? What did I learn in philosophy? Whatever. And that just helps me repeat it at least one time. And then I probably something else also repeat it. But my brain is constantly working. It keeps on working. It basically never stops. It's kind of a curse sometimes because you just want to find out everything. There's just you aren't fine with not knowing something, and that can become a problem. So you gotta learn to cope with that, but still. And if there's something I want to learn, something I want to know, I search it up on Google, use ChatGPT, some AI, or I ask. So in class, I always ask the teacher if if I want to know something, if I haven't understood something properly. I ask directly, can you explain ABC? I prefer and I rather be ashamed of not knowing something, everybody else saying, oh, you don't know something, than not saying and not actually getting to know it. What do I care about someone that says that, oh, Adrian didn't know this fact about that thing? No shit, I didn't, but now I know. If I never asked, it may have appeared later that I didn't know that. And that's worse than not asking then, because then everybody wonders why I didn't ask about it. I'd rather just ask directly, because that's how things get done. You do it direct. There's no side games that you don't even understand. And as I said, I use AI. Google is complicated, I guess. It's not, or it's not complicated, but it just takes some more time than AI. And AI is good because you can, even though it has some ghost answers, it's not that much, but you can ask it something personal, and if you have it also as memory saving, it knows what you have asked before, so it knows who you are and can help you better that way. So you can ask it to explain something simply, deeply, whatever you want, and it's just much more in-depth and also faster than just searching on Google, and it connects all the things. That's the important thing of learning: connecting, processing, connecting, and that's also why it's really good. And I use AI like ChatGPT a lot in my day-to-day life. I at least think you should have some area, some subject that you are really interested in. Find that subject, find those subjects, and then study it a lot. Buy 10 different books. This is not 10, but 10 different books. This is 7. I have a lot more in my bookshelf. I don't know how many. Many of them are pretty repetitive. I guess it's good to get many different perspectives on things. So buy a lot of books, read a lot of articles, watch some videos, not too much. Don't fall into a trap that I have gotten into many times, that watching and watching and watching and not applying anything. But that's also the next point, to apply what you learn. There's no point learning something if you don't apply it, really. That's just mental masturbation. I don't want that. Apply the thing you learn. Start a project. Teach it to someone else. Teaching is a really good method also. The Feynman method or technique, and that's just a really good method. You can search it up if you want. See what I did there? You can search it up. Always search things up. If there's a technique, analogy, whatever, search it up if you don't know what it means, and then find it. You can go in depth or as in depth as you want, or you can be shallow about it. But at least just knowing that and connecting it is really good. And then another important thing to learn if you want to learn a lot: meta learning. Learning how to learn best. That's meta learning. So learn different techniques, different ways your brain works, how it connects things together, just different things. So techniques, as I said, there's the Feynman technique, there's mind maps, there's spaced repetition, there's Cornell method, there's just note taking, highlighting, whatever you want. Some of them are better, some of them are worse. Just find out what works for you. That's the most important thing. What works for you. You want this to apply to yourself. You want this to work to yourself. So don't care about what anybody else does. Sure, you can take inspiration, but find out what works for you.